Good morning. My name's Scotty Gex. I'm an instructor for Heavy Equipment Colleges of America, and I will have some of you guys in grades 1 and the hydraulics course. I'm going to go ahead and take you through the syllabus for the Construction Management 203 Estimating Techniques course. Mr. Paul Zaccarino will be your instructor for that course, and he is well ahead of us down the road there, setting up software and getting ready for when you guys get to that point. But we can get this syllabus out of the way because they're all, other than the names of the instructors, are the same. So let's see if we can find the syllabus and get that over with. If I go to the home page, same thing with you. Coming up here, if you will go to, now these are highlighted for no reason right now. They were highlighted for, they needed to be earlier on, but there, just go to the syllabus and I'll click on it and it should bring the syllabus for the Construction Management 203 up in your upper left. And this pages doesn't mean anything, but it's the syllabus. So Paul Zaccanino, he is your instructor. He's had years of experience in estimating for contractors and construction owners. We're not going to have a office per se. This is all online, other than our in-person training for some of the other courses. There will be no in-person training for this course, however. It's got a primary email for, we use a lot the Canvas messaging via the inbox, and that can be found over here in the blue section right here, inbox. If you click that, it'll give you an opportunity to put in a name that you want to contact or send a message to. That person will receive an email. So the secondary email for Mr. Zaccarino is pzacc17@gmail.com. I didn't put up his phone number. I'll let him give that to you. I'm not sure how his preference is on contact him, but I'm sure he'll be glad to accept a phone call. His office hours will be different than mine. Mine are from noon till 8 p.m. Uh, the Paul's hours are going to be a little bit different, but he will be available for the most part pretty much anytime you need him, just as I am. Uh, the times are all Eastern Standard Time. There's no textbook required for this course, and the beginning date is the 8th of July, and the ending date is the 15th of September 2024. Be aware that the Canvas courses automatically shut down one day prior to ending. So I have extended for Paul the dates on this to give you a little time at the end in case you're running a little bit behind. You have a week or something like that to get caught up on anything or go revisit some of the homework or perhaps practice on your software that you'll be learning about. The We don't have a campus location per se, as we're all working from our home, just as you are. Uh, so we're using the put out by instructor.com. We're using Canvas, the Canvas LMS. This description of this course is much broader than this uh, says, but let's see what let's read it. This course will familiarize the student with construction cost estimating. A major emphasis will be placed on quantity takeoff, using both software as well as familiarizing the student with some hand or old school methods of estimating earth moving operation cost. By the end of this program, the student will be able to A, demonstrate using various means of quantity takeoff, including grid methods with Excel. Some of you have been exposed to that in my grades 2 class. We're also going to use I think either Trackware or Earthmoving is called takeoff software. And there'll be two different kinds of software you'll be using in this course, and you will have subscriptions sent to you once I have your contact information, where you can set up your computer, laptop, desktop. Phone won't work, by the way, uh, to accommodate these two software, both HCSS Heavy Bid, it's called. That's your cost software, which you will be receiving uh, a link to set that up. And then we're going to be using, I think it's called Trackware, Earth Moving. I forget one of those two, but you'll know it when you see it. Uh, I think it's called, your email may say Trackware, but you follow the directions once you get that. And Paul will be around to help you get set up. He's already set up, been playing with his software to get ready for you guys. Anyway, you're gonna learn some old school methods, because one of the bigger problems in S5 is there are no estimators. I mean, they're really rare birds. So you're learning some material that's really going to be beneficial for you going down the road. There's just not enough estimators out there. There's no major in estimating in any college I know of. We're one of the few that teaches it with up-to-the-date software. So anyway, uh, let me move on. No textbook. Uh, his emphasis is 20% on tailgates. That means the weight that we place on it. 20% on, well, that's essays. Essays are all the same. And this may change to 25 as mine is. But at any rate, you want to put a larger effort into anything, but you can see how much we value tailgates as opposed to quizzes, let's say. Essays are much more valuable than multiple choice quiz. Multiple choice quiz has a lot of luck involved in it. In an essay, you either know it or you don't. Uh, Technology, I kind of went over that. You're going to need Google Chrome right here, uh, because and for uh, it's required for our remote proctoring. We use an app called Proctorio, which works only through Chrome. So make sure you have access to Chrome for your search engine. So Canvas does have a number that support hotline. Actually, they respond well. I suggest that you contact either Mr. Zaccarino, or you can call me. A lot of you guys will be working with both myself and Paul. So when I look into Canvas and the group up in the search bar, I will type in Canvas, how do I, or and sometimes I'll get answers. A lot of times you get sent to a forum. The Canvas student orientation, that's a little course. I think it's embedded in your weekly module, which is everything we do here is done by the week. A module is a week. Begins on Monday, ends on Sunday, 11:59 p.m. So that's when everything starts and when everything is due. Uh, Attendance is something we want to pay attention to. Logging into an online class is not sufficient to be counted as here. Attendance is based on a week. Like if you go a week and don't, and all you do is log in and don't participate in a learning experience, you're not here as far as we're concerned. So you will be counted absent for that week. Uh, the academically related activities, such as contributing to online discussions, that's our tailgate. We'll have one a week. And the class instructor has the authority to determine what constitutes the commencement of attendance, but just make sure you do something that has to do with a learning activity every week. Uh, when I get through editing this, this will be a link taking you to the Heavy Equipment College catalog, within which is the AOS, Associate of Science in Heavy Equipment uh, information. Code of conduct is just be respectful. Be respectful. Back again to the catalog, 54 and 57 pages 54 and 57 talks about that. So a little bit about online participation in Canvas Learning Management System. It says we'll use Canvas to communicate, participate in discussions or activities, and complete online assignments. The instructor will grade assignments and submit comments as to why you got such a grade. And you can view grades for all assignments in Canvas. And so check into Canvas, look around every day, uh, and you don't have to do that. You don't have to complete a learning activity every day, but you got to complete at least one learning activity, such as a discussion, at least every week. Netiquette is the little, I don't know, it's just referring to etiquette, be respectful when you're communicating. Talking about what you can expect from us instructors. If you send us a message in Canvas by the inbox or an email, we're going to get back to you within 24 hours or sooner, perhaps. If I have my phone and you do it by phone, I'll answer it right then. I may not be able to address the problem until 30 minutes later and call you back, but we'll get it done. Uh, the statement on cheating and plagiarism. The catalog specifically, and that tells you to go to page 54 through 57, along with prohibited activities listed with HEC catalog. The use of Chat GPT or any AI for that matter is strictly prohibited. A student will receive a grade of 0 for the use of, uh, of AI. So you can use sources for your information. You can take information from an article and use it as a post or to finish out an essay assignment, but do not copy and paste. And listen, I'll know it because I'll be able to know if it's you by just looking at the way you write things. It'll be different. So no copying and pasting. You can use any information you want to from another book, from an article, as long as you cite the book or article. If you don't know what cite means, S-I-T-E, look it up. In other words, to recognize where you got it and who wrote it. Let's see, moving on. Testing, makeup tests will not be accepted unless, one, the student has made prior arrangements for a late submission, or the student has emailed the instructor within 24 hours of the assignment due date. So let us know ahead of time if you possibly can. Some things come up where you got to jump up, take the the child to the doctor. Things like that we understand are going to happen. But the thing you don't want to do is get behind, and the other thing you don't want to do is assume that I'm going to keep up with your progress. I am not. That is your job. I will grade your work. I will assign grades to what I think you made, but I'm not going to call you up and say, "Hey, George, you're behind." If you, that's your responsibility. I don't have time to drag a student through this course. Uh, so it brings me to, well, maybe I'll get to it here in a minute. Testing, makeup tests are not accepted. Well, maybe depends on the situation. Scores for late assignment will be deducted 10% per day. In other words, if you were one day late and you made 90, you're going to get a 10% off that as your score. If you're 10 days late, you're not going to get a grade. That's 10% per day times 10, that's 100% deduction. So I advise you to keep up. Acceptable behavior. You know, we built this course, this program, let me say, with certain things in mind. One of them, that it was for adult learners. And I'm hoping everybody that comes in here is an adult, not necessarily by age, but by behavior. Uh, this is important work for you, whether you know it or not, but for sure for us. We want to graduate knowledgeable, serious minded, professionally oriented students. That's what we want to put in jobs. Talks about accessibility, and this is about your privacy, your education rights and privacy acts. All that can be found in the catalog. Now, enough about the syllabus, other than the fact you will have a quiz on the things I just told you, especially what is counted as a week or an absent, what is counted as being present for the week. We're based on a weekly basis. We're not using a textbook, and you can jump back here and get our weights for the groups. These are called groups, tailgates, quizzes. This is the same thing as an essay here. So it's this. I don't know the short answer versus long answer. I don't know what that means. The midterm is 15%, and the final is 15%. So those are the kind of questions that'll be on your syllabus exam. And other than just a quick look over this way, notice this is a module. This is week one. There's not much going on here. The video, when you see this, is the video that we're doing right now. I'm doing right now. This is where it'll be. So this is where you want to start, and you'll hear all of this stuff again. The overview for week one. What we need you to get done in week one is be a little familiar with the online format of this course. We go by weeks. A week is a module. Understand the course outcomes. I went through that earlier, and it will probably be gone through again when you visit with Mr. Zaccanino. Understand the course structure. You know how to navigate it. Let's say, and then complete a syllabus quiz. Obtain access to your textbook, which you're not going to need. Now you are going to need the software, and you will be getting that. You are going to need at least a tablet or a desktop or a laptop to use this software. And by the way, that's the same thing as saying to take this course. Now, I'm hoping you're hearing that up front. Uh, Back just a little bit, let me check out a couple of things before we shut this down. The video, that is. And let's see, big blue button. Your instructor may want to do this, especially in your case. So, big. This is the big blue button is Canvas's uh, rendition of Zoom. This is like a Zoom, so that you don't have to be seen. You can be seen, but it's live, and it's just like having a Zoom with the students and the instructor. And there may be some of that. It may be valuable for what you guys are going to be learning here. We're going to have at least a tailgate. This is when you see this word must, you need to take. I'm going to open it just because I want to. So here are the three things that you need to be successful. If you don't have self-management, if you don't have the ability to effectively know where you're going, what you want to do, and if you don't have the ability to respond to challenges, in other words, adapt and overcome, you're going to have problems here. You don't get to put off things and keep up with this course. You've got to manage your time. self-advocacy. It goes right there along with self-management. Self-advocacy is the ability to assert oneself or ask for help. If you get into trouble, if you're having a problem and you don't say anything, you're just going to go get further and further behind. The minute, the moment, or the instance that you run into a problem that you can't seem to overcome, don't sit there and stare at it for a week. Give us a call, give us an email. Let us know you're having a problem, whether it be technical or whether it be subject matter related. Maybe you can't get in the course because for some reason the due date has moved. And that has happened before. Not that I moved it, but Canvas sometimes has glitches like that. So if you can't get in the course, let me know. Let your instructor know. Tech fluency, that's the ability to navigate IT stuff. The more you know about navigating IT, the better off you're going to be. Now, listen, that doesn't mean you got to be an IT genius. You just need to learn the basics. All of the responses, uh, like here, I got some I'm in an actual tailgate. Good. This is your week one tailgate. So, talk about self management, talk about self advocacy. Tell me what your plan is for managing your time. How many hours a week are you going to set aside for being successful at this course, realizing your family needs and your employer's needs? You're going to have to carve out some time in there. So we need three responses. Talk about self-management. How are you going to do that? Talk about self-advocacy. Tell me your understanding of that, and let me know if you're going to have trouble with navigating Canvas. By this time, you will have to have navigated it somewhat. So it says your three responses should address each of these skills or traits, demonstrating a clear understanding. Here are some ideas on demonstrating clear understanding. Can you explain self advocacy? Can you explain that? Do you know how to do it? Do you know how to practice it? What's your perspective on advocacy, self advocacy? Perspective is how do you think about it? How do you see it? What does it mean to you? And can you empathize? Like, have you been there, done that? Relate to it. Do you have self knowledge? Same thing. So, this is my thoughts, and it doesn't have to be this way, but you'll have three responses in the tailgate. Your initial response, in my mind, is to explain what is meant in this case by self management. Your first response to another student will be to describe and give examples of self advocacy. One, picking up the phone and asking for help, running into a problem and immediately asking for help. And what does tech fluency mean to you? Well, if you can navigate Canvas, you're good to go. If you have the ability to ask for help, you're still good to go because we're going to get you through whatever obstacle you're having, if it has to do with IT issues or subject matter issues or personal and family issues. We're going to work through it as long as we know that you're having these difficulties. Okay, that's enough right now. I'm bombarding you with all of this information, but we'll be starting on July the 8th. I think that's what day of the week is that? Raise your hand if you know. Just kidding. July the 8th is on a Monday, and this course is going to end on July the 15th, but I extended it, I think, all the way to September 21st. I extended the end date to September 20 something. So you have plenty of time. You'll have about a week, maybe a little longer after the course ends to go back and review some things, maybe check on your, do a little software practice or get it, go back and retrieve your grades, things like that. All right, that's all I got. That's all you're going to get. You know, you guys, we'll see you in a few days, actually, now.